Hey there, modern math teacher. Have you been listening to these episodes all June long, thinking, like, yes, this is the kind of math class I want, but I just cannot do that alone? If you know you want something different for next year and you know you need support to make it happen, then this is the moment you have been waiting for. I'm here with a bonus episode of Poolside PD to give you a sneak peek into what's coming in the modern math teacher membership. Now, you've heard the vision, you've felt the spark, and now it's time to bring it to life together. Today's episode is your inside look at what's coming in the modern math teacher membership, what it is, who it's for, and how to get early access before the doors officially open. Now, I want to take you back to the moment that changed everything for me. Okay. I remember standing at the front of my classroom and I had my mouse in one hand and my slides were all queued up and my heart was pounding. And it wasn't because I was nervous to teach, but because I really just needed this one to work. We were launching a project called Change the Challenge. The idea was simple. Okay. We were going to analyze the virality of something like the Ice Bucket Challenge, which has made a comeback since then. And then we were going to design a campaign for a cause the students cared about. The room was buzzing, but it was also a little bit distracted, okay? The tables were in clusters. Our posters were half falling from the awful wallpaper walls that I had. Some of my students were chatting, some of them were scrolling their phones, and all I could think to myself was, please don't let this one be a flop. Please let them care because I had launched enough projects to know that if it didn't connect with the students, I'd be met with blank stares, mutters of like, what are we doing? Confusion and silence. And I was so tired of that, you guys. I was tired of pouring hours into lessons that just didn't land. Okay. What I really wanted was simple. I wanted my students to light up, to feel like the math they were about to do mattered, to feel like what they were doing, that they themselves actually mattered. So I did something different. I handed the project over to them and I asked, what causes do you care about? What makes you want to speak up and have your voice heard? Who and what do you want to help? And suddenly, you guys, the whole energy shifted. One student raised their hand. Can we do something for mental health awareness? Absolutely. Another said, what about fostering and adoption animals? 100%. And in that moment, you guys, it clicked. They weren't just doing a math project, they were launching something. They were tracking shares, they were modeling data, they were debating exponential growth curves. And most importantly, they were engaged in work that matters. I wasn't dragging them through a lesson, they were pulling it forward themselves. That moment changed how I approach teaching. And it's the moment that inspired me to create this membership. Because here's what I know for sure, it's not about how polished your lesson looks, it's about how relevant it feels. So, if that sounds exciting for you and you want that kind of math class too, let's talk about joining the Modern Math Teacher membership. Let's talk about what's actually inside because you guys, this is not just another bundle of worksheets or templates. Inside this membership, you are going to get a success path that takes you from being stuck in a rut and knowing there's something better to a true real world PBL implementing rock star with stages, checklists, and guides to meet you where you are at in your teaching journey. It will also include a full resource library of plug and play warm-ups, anchor tasks, real-world projects, and PBL units and templates that you can use all year long over and over again to make your lesson planning so much easier. You'll also get monthly mini trainings and challenge prompts to help you take small, actionable steps. No hours of PD needed. You're also going to, of course, get access to course specific PLC meetups. There we go. For Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, middle school. Okay. So you're learning with people who also teach what you teach. You've got your own built in community and you're not doing it alone. And of course, you're going to get access to our full private Facebook community where you can ask questions, share wins, and swap ideas with other like-minded educators. And the best part, as a founding member, you get to help me shape what this becomes. Your voice matters here. This isn't for everyone, okay? But if you've seen yourself in any of the following, this space was built for you. If you are tired of doing all the things and still feeling like you're drowning, if you teach in a small school and you're the only one doing something differently, Okay. If you're stuck in a compliance mode, but you're ready to bring back creativity, or if you are just done with boring BS and you want your students to care again, then you want a math class that is real, relevant, and rigorous, but you're tired of trying to figure it out alone. This, my friends, this is your place. Here's what some of the members who started with our first iteration have said. I used to feel overwhelmed planning projects, but now that I have a system, I can reuse again and again. And each project I design is getting better. I love that. Every time you use these resources, you're going to get better. You're going to grow. You're also going to get my feedback on these things. Okay. So you're not in it alone. We've also got my students are more engaged and I actually feel excited to teach again. Y'all, that is it for me. I want you to be excited to be in your classroom. I love being a classroom teacher. That's why I do what I do. I stay in the classroom and I teach. And then I coach teachers like you so that you want to keep staying in the classroom and teaching too. Okay. That's what it's all about. Another member said that they love having a place to ask questions and see how other members are doing their work. That is everything. Absolutely. Guys, when I first started teaching and I was in a silo, it was so hard to do it all alone. It wasn't until I had a community that I could connect with and bounce ideas off of. And that is what you're going to get here. Listen, you guys, you don't need to work harder. You just need the tools, the support, and a community that gets it. And that is what the Modern Math Teacher membership is all about. Now, listen, we're in exclusive early access mode, straight up for my podcast listeners, okay? Right now, while we're putting on the finishing touches. So, which means if you are listening to this, you have a chance to join before the full public launch this fall. You can get early access right now at projectbasedmathclass.com/membership or DM me the word modern on Instagram or Facebook, and I will send you that early access link directly. As a founding member, you're getting locked in at $15 per month pricing for life. This is going up each and every time I launch the membership, so this will be the lowest price that it is offered publicly. You're going to get immediate access to the resource library, which has all of my projects, PBLs, performance tasks, all sorts of things like that for Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, and Pre-Algebra. That's fully loaded and ready to go. Get access to that right now. Early access to some trainings and behind the scenes content. The reality check framework is up and live. You can get the planner for that. You can get the mini trainings for that. And you're also going to get the chance to help shape and co-create this space for me because I don't need this to be some overwhelming thing that just gives you one more thing to do. I want this to be your safe space where you're like, listen, this is what I am working on and this is what I want to master. Where can I go and get one simple, repeatable process that I can use over and over again? And how can I use AI to make that a little easier? Because each and every time you go through a module in the membership, you're going to get a little bit of AI help to make this a little bit more streamlined and easier for you. So, if this is exciting, I want you to know that this is the space I wish I had when I was standing in the front of my classroom, hoping that that project would finally land. The support, the resources, the planning tools, the community. And it's finally here. And I really hope that you will be a part of it. Remember, DM me the word modern or join in on early access now. We are just getting started. All right, you guys, that's it for this episode. As always, keep it real, and I hope to see you inside the membership.